Hello everyone, welcome to Zenshine Civil Services Academy. Today we are going to talk about a very important and a very interesting topic, the viral penguin, which is going wild in the internet. Okay, so you might have seen this video of Seoul penguin who is walking towards mountain in this cold desert, icy desert. The region is Antarctica. Okay, and the video was shot by a German filmmaker Werner in his documentary named as The End of the World. And it was shot in 2007. Since then, it was released in various platforms like TikTok and etc. But recently in 2016, it got viral. And there's a speculation, and the entire world is going crazy on this particular video, speculating various theories and also giving out viewpoints regarding this particular behavior of the penguin. Some people say that there is some psychological disorder. Some people say there's an emotional breakdown. Also, there was speculation that the penguin is going to commit a suicide and etc. Let's deep down and see what is the real reason behind it. Is it some psychological issue or is it some geographical issue? Okay, see, when you talk about these penguins, you mainly find this kind of penguins in Antarctic region. Now we'll look into the video from the examination point of view. We'll see it how UPSC can frame question on such viral videos. Okay, so if you have to look into Antarctica, this is the region of Antarctica. Okay, it is located in the southernmost part of our earth. Here you'll find the South Pole, and just right of the South Pole, quite a kilometer away, you'll find the geomagnetic pole. So this is geomagnetic pole. Next, if you look into the water bodies, on this side you will find the Antarctic Ocean. On this side you will find the Indian Ocean, and here you'll find the Pacific Ocean. Also, there is a water body which almost circulates the entire Antarctic region, is called as the Southern Sea, which is considered as one of the most deadliest sea. The penguin you see in the video was shot in this region of Rose Island. If we talk about this region, it is completely covered with ice. 98% of Antarctica is covered with ice. Only 2% of it has certain rock structures or rock-like structures. And these rocks are generally found along the coastal regions of Antarctica, along the coastal regions. But the entire Antarctica is nothing but a large glacier. And that is why it is also called as the largest desert of the world. I mean, cold desert of the world. Next, if you look into Viscon Massif, this is the highest mountain of Antarctica, which is around 4,897 meter. Here you will find Amera Ice Shelf, which is the world's largest glacier. Okay, and here you will find Mount Iberus. This is the active volcano, only active volcano located in Antarctica. Here you will find the Rose Valley, where you'll find Taylor Fall. This is a Taylor Fall, which is reddish in color, and also it is called as the blood waterfall. Why it is red in color? Because content of rich iron and silica. So it's one unique waterfall in Antarctica. If we talk about India's expedition to Antarctica, India started its first research station in Antarctica in the year 1984, which is named as Dakshin Gangotri. And very interestingly, India also has its port station in Dakshin Gangotri. But this Dakshin Gangotri was decommissioned in 1990. Second, in 1989, India set up its second research station known as the Maitri Research Station. In 2012, India set up its third research station in the region of Prince Elizabeth Land, which was named as the Bharati Research Station. And the government of India recently has also announced approval of 2,000 crore project to set up the third research station, which will be named as the Maitri 2 Research Station. Now, talking about the penguin, this penguin did not have any emotional breakdown for which it has to commit suicide. Because if you look into animal behavior, penguins or any other animal, they does not have cognitive intention or cognitive intent to commit or plan suicide. To commit suicide, you require conscious intent or conscious mindset, and animals do not have this. Apart from few animals, majority of the animals, they do not have this conscious mindset. So animals cannot commit suicide as a whole. So this video of this penguin going viral, that it is a lonely penguin and is going to commit suicide, is completely fake. So what is the reason behind it? The reason behind it is certain neurological disorder or malfunctioning of the internal compass of penguins. See, penguin uses sunlight and magnetic fields to sense their direction, and also they use their vision, but they majorly rely on magnetic field and sun direction. Sometimes what happens is that there are certain biological disorder because of which there is malfunctioning of this internal GPS of penguins, and this penguin tend to behave abnormal and behave in a very different way. So the same condition happened with this penguin, where it was seen that this penguin had certain neurological disorder because of which the penguin got disoriented and was moving towards the mountain, thinking that the mountain is the coastal region. Next, if you look into penguins, UPSC has asked few questions based on the animal behavior. So we'll just look into the overall behaviors of penguin and the types of penguin. Generally, people have an idea that penguins are only one kind of or one type of, but penguins are of varieties. And also there's a wrong perception that penguins are located only in Antarctica. No, it is not the case. It is not only located in Antarctica, it is found in some other places also. Some people also say that penguins are not located in the northern region or in the northern hemisphere. This is also not true. You find penguins in northern region, but however, you don't find it in the Arctic region. This is the Adelaide penguin, the penguin shown in the video, and you'll find another type of penguin in Antarctica, which is called as the emperor penguin. The difference between these two penguins are that Adelaide penguin is shorter in height and emperor penguin is larger in its height. If you look into the color, this Adelaide is mainly black and white in color, but the emperor has a yellowish coating over its body. And also, if you look into their eyes, the emperor penguin has a black kind of blackish eyes, and the Adelaide penguin has a white patch around its eyes. If you talk about the breeding, Adelaide penguin, they breed only in the regions of hard rocks, but however, emperor penguin, they can breed even in the ice, no problem about it. Okay, so these are the two penguins which you generally find in Antarctica, but however, there are other penguins also which are found beyond Antarctica. Galapagos penguin. Galapagos penguin is found in the northern hemisphere. So this is only type of penguin which you will find in the northern hemisphere. The rest are in the southern hemisphere. Okay, where it is located in country Ecuador near the Galapagos Island. Next, you have the African penguin. These penguins are found in the southern coast of Africa, and also they have a uniqueness within them where they have a pinkish kind of coating over their eyes. Little penguin, this is the smallest variety of penguin, and they are found in Australia and New Zealand. And remember, this penguin is also called as the fairy penguin or fairy tale penguin because of their bluish coating over their body. A very important aspect to remember is that penguins are not found in Arctic region. They are only found in the Antarctic region with large population. But apart from Antarctic, they are found in Ecuador, they are found in South Africa, and also they are found in Australia and New Zealand. But however, recently the US government has put a post showing penguins found in Arctic region. You'll see a penguin walking along with Donald Trump, and it is written there in Arctic region. But Arctic region does not have any penguin. Arctic region, however, has different animals as such. This is one of the UPSC kind of critical questions which you just solve it. If you look into the question, polar bears are carnivorous and prey on many Arctic birds and fishes. However, under the natural condition, no one found polar bears predating any penguins. So, if you look into the question, you have to understand here they have said about a particular thing, they prey on many Arctic birds and fishes. So the question automatically tells that polar bears feed on birds and fishes found in the Arctic region. But why do not they consume penguin? The reasons, if you look at the first one, says penguin has a chemical substance in their muscle which is toxic to polar bear. This statement is kind of very critical. Students usually find it very interesting that okay, there could be some chemical substance inside the stomach which is easily not digestible by the polar bear, but however you ignore it, focus on this particular point, that is Arctic region. Second, penguins are gregarious and always move in group, therefore a polar bear cannot approach them. Yes, obviously penguins are gregarious, they have a group, they have growing colonies, and the colonies are called as rockeries. So, but however, do you think polar bears are scared of penguins? Penguins are harmless animals. So this point is also not true as such. Third, polar bears and penguins never coexist under natural conditions. The former lives in North Pole while the latter lives in South Pole. Yes, this statement is pretty true. You see penguins living in the South Pole and polar bears living in the North Pole. So however, you can consider this statement as to be true. And the third option talks about polar bear and penguins display a symbiotic relationship. You don't have to read further. They will not have a symbiotic relationship. How will they have a symbiotic relationship if they do not stay together? So this option goes wrong, this option goes wrong, this option also goes wrong. This is the best answer to it. Thank you.